Alright, what's going on, metal fans? We're back, and this is going to be part 2. So let's just roll right into this. That was the end of the C's, and we are on the D's. There are some badass bands that start with D, so here we go. What a way to start. Classic Deicide, self-titled album. One of my all-time favorite death metal albums. Such an evil motherfucking album. Scary. Glenn Ben's vocals are absolutely terrifying on this album. I think this Once Upon the Cross, or this Legion, Once Upon the Cross, Serpents of the Light are their best albums. But yeah, this one, nothing fucks with this one. Dead by Dawn. Such a classic. We do some grindcore, hardcore, or Drop Dead. God, this fucking glare is really pissing me off. Drop Dead is a badass band. Very, very pissed off band. Very pissed off music. If you're in a pissed off mood, Drop Dead is a soundtrack for you. Speaking of pissed off bands, here's another one. Dystopia, Human Garbage. One of my absolute favorite albums of all time. Just so fucking pissed off. Angst driven. Human Garbage. Riffs that stick in your head. Amazing album. Makes you think. Makes you want to put holes in walls too. Here's a classic here. Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. I like all death. But this is just the one. This and Leprosy are the ones I always come back to. Love the gore. Evil Dead Homage. Sacrificial Cunt. Yeah, just Mutilation. There's just not a bad song on this. Chris Ryford on drums, who went to go on to form Autopsy. Classic. Rest in peace, Chuck Schuldiner. We got Discharge, the singles. This is like pretty much the only one you need because you get all their great singles on this one compilation, and it's just a badass compilation. Definitely Discharge. Then we're going to some Deceased. Deceased Look of the Corpse. I love that image from Black Sabbath. That is just a creepy ass image. Fucking badass album. Classic death thrash for sure. I could have seen them, but I missed it, unfortunately. Some classic punk rock here with Descendants, Everything Sucks. Yes, very aptly titled, Everything Does Suck. This is a great punk rock album. Milo Goes to College is a great one as well. They never made a bad one, but Everything Sucks is the one I usually come back to. We got some classic thrash here. These guys just reunited from Milwaukee Metal Fest, and I saw some of the videos. That was a pretty badass show. Mean Gene Hoglan on the drums. He's one of my absolute favorite drummers of all time. Probably one of the best extreme metal drummers in the world, I would say. Fucking classic album. Classic thrash. I used to call this caffeine metal, I believe. Very aptly titled. It's very, very fast. And we have the Mighty Danzig with self-titled Danzig. Soul of Fire, probably my favorite song. Badass album. And we have Dark Funeral, Secrets of the Black Arts. I just saw them with this Cannibal Corpse, latest Cannibal Corpse and Immolation tour. And they played portions of this record on there. It was just a classic, man. So fucking badass. Enjoyed it. Really cool reissue to get. Dark Angel, badass. Dark Funeral, I'm sorry. Just had Dark Angel. Yeah, we have one of my favorites here in Down Nola. Absolute classic from Philip and the Boys. Todd Strange on bass in this one. Got this signed by Pepper and Kirk at various different times. Badass fucking album. Bury Me in Smoke. One of my favorite Down songs. Down's definitely one of those timeless metal bands for sure. You got classic German thrash here with Destruction. You do this either way of Sentence of Death or Infernal Overkill. Pretty cool you get both albums on there. They're both monumental thrash albums for sure. Germans just did it so fucking brutally, man. Hell yeah. We have some DRI. This is actually my favorite DRI album. This is one of their... Probably... This is more of their metal stuff. I do like their punk stuff as well, but can't really go wrong with DRI. Acid Rain. I like Hardball. Great fucking albums. Oh yeah, I like Dry Heaves. Dry Heaves, fucking great song. DRI, classic crossover for sure. One of my absolute favorite American black metal bands of all time, and that is Autopsy, Joined in Darkness. One of the most evil sounding bands I've ever heard in my life. They are so fucking evil. They don't sound like your traditional black metal band either. They got so much bass, and just the guitars are just so demonic sounding. The vocals are like, it's hard to describe them, kind of like Beherit, I guess, but more kind of whisper type vocals. Just really creepy atmosphere. Demon Seed, Joined in Darkness, one of my absolute favorite. And it's hard to pick a Darkthrone album because I like them all, but I'm going with Hate Them. There's something just about this album that I love. It was an early album that I heard when I was first getting into this shit. And I love the production on this. Fenriz's drums never sounded better. Just really, Nocturnal Culto's riffs just really stand out on this album. And it's just definitely an all-out great album. Hate Them. And I don't really hear anyone talk about this album. It's usually like the first 4 albums, rightfully so, they're amazing in themselves, but yeah, some of all their albums are good, but Hate Them. There's something about this album I fucking love. I just love it. Here's a classic. R.I.P. Amazing vocalist, amazing frontman, amazing musician, period. You are very much missed, Ronnie. I'm so glad I got to see the Heaven and Hell tour. The band Heaven and Hell. That was badass. But yes, can't go wrong with Dio. Huge inspiration for me. Alright. We go into some death doom horrific shit with Druid Lord, Hymns for the Wicked. One of my absolute favorite albums. This album is so fucking horror driven. I'll never forget the first time I heard him. It was an eye-opening experience for sure. Definitely went out and bought the album. Amazing. Fucking riffs that stick in your head for sure. Really cool horror soundtracks. They got a song homage to Bear in Blood, the Mario Bava movie. Amazing. Druid Lord. And I should be shot for this, but I have a burned copy of Dissection, Starmore Lights Bane, and Where Dead Angels Lie. I know, I I used to have this fucking album, but somebody stole it. So I had to get it burned. Definitely plan on getting an upgrade of that though. And I don't know where the cover went for this either, but this is Doom, Total Doom. Definitely fucking influential, just ready to discharge for sure. I think that's it for the D's. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything. I can't remember all this shit, so I have my notes with me. Now we'll start with the E's then. We go with some fucking modern thrash here with Evil Army. Rest in peace, Bones. These guys used to be on Housecore Records. It's kind of how I found out about them, but man, amazing fucking band. A cross between like old Bathory and Charged GBH. Maybe Metallica, Kill 'Em All. That kind of vibe with their music. Really just an all-out attack. Great thrash metal. Fenris of Darkthrone. I've heard about them through him too. This is Enslaved with Frost. Definitely a reissue, as you can tell. Enslaved. Classic Norwegian black metal album. Pale Girdle. And I wish I had the original cover. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have the Siamese twin covers. But yeah, Bonded by Blood, Exodus. Definitely classic. Go-to thrash metal albums for sure. Rest in peace to the late, great Paul Bailoff as well. One of the best, craziest metal frontmans ever. Exodus still kicking ass though. Glad Zetro's back. Hell yeah, Gary Holt. Rip it a new asshole. Then we have Exhumed with Gore Metal. This fucking album is so disturbing, man. I guess that's the best word for it. Disturbing, horrific. You know what you're gonna get with this. Love it. Gore metal personified for sure. Heavily influential by bands like Carcass for sure. Fuck yeah. Exhumed. And we're gonna go to some more Funeral Doom with Evoken. Quietus. There's actually many albums by this great band, but this is the one I got. This is the only one I could find at the time. But I really love it, man. Quietus is a great album. Evoken is just a great band. Their riffs just will stick in your fucking head. Really creepy atmosphere, gothic atmosphere, horrific atmosphere. Evoken. Hell yeah. And we have one of my favorite bands of all time, and I Hate God. Take Is Needed for Pain. It was kind of hard to choose an I Hate God album. Just one. I mean, I like them all, but this is the one I usually come back to all the time. Track 4 is my favorite, but I know I won't say it. White Neighbor, how about that? Monumental classic sludge metal personified. These guys wrote the book on sludge. Take Is Needed for Pain. Fucking badass album. Bauer Power personified. I've seen them many times and they slay every fucking time, man. Mike 9 sounds great. Then we got the classic Emperor in the Nightside Eclipse. I like every Emperor album, but this one this is just my go-to one. This and Anthems. Can't wait to see them in Chicago coming up. That's gonna be badass. Always been a huge Emperor fan. Classic Norwegian black metal at its finest. Absolute finest. You were talking about these guys before, the mighty Entombed with Left Hand Path. I love the Phantasm homage in the beginning. Amazing album. Every song just rips. There's so many bands that ripped this sound off. I mean, even Dark Throne Soulside Journey album sounded so much like this. There were so many bands that sounded like this, but you know, it's a fucking classic Swedish death metal sound, and these guys and Nihilist definitely invented it, as far as I'm concerned. But Left Hand Path, absolute classic Swedish death metal at its best. You'll find that on a lot of people's lists. And the last of the E's, looks like, goes to Exhorder, the Law. I do love Slaughter to Vatican as well, but the Law, I don't know, it's just so damn heavy. Focus, you son of a bitch. There you go. The Law. Amazing New Orleans death metal, thrash metal. That is it for the E's, I believe. So we're going to go to the F's, and there's only 2 F's. But The Mighty Fight. War of Words. Well, Rob Halford, one of the best heavy metal singers in history. This is the band he did after he left Priest. Amazing album, War of Worlds. And then we have the mighty Fear Factory. The one, the only Fear Factory with Burton C. Bell on vocals. In my opinion. There's no other vocalist for Fear Factory. I don't care what they do. Burton C. Bell is such a huge influence on me as a singer. One of the nicest guys when I met him. But Soul of Me Machine and The Manufacturer and Obsolete, those are just albums I grew up with when I was a kid. On Road Racer Records. Soul of a New Machine by Fear Factory. And we're going into the G's. We got Grief. Grief's amazing sludge metal band. Definitely on the lines of I Hate God, but very pissed off album, Grief. Definitely catchy ass riffs. Speaking of catchy ass riffs, we have Goat Whore. I think this is Dirge of Deaf Silence. Yep. Yeah, this is an amazing album. One of my absolute favorites. Sammy Dewitt. And of course, Ben Folest. Amazing musicians. Goat Whore. NOLA black metal, for sure. At its finest. Here's another band from NOLA. Very influential. Graveyard Rodeo. With Sowing Discord in the Haunts of Man. Badass album. We go to Gorgoroth. Classic Norwegian black metal. This is my favorite Gorgoroth album, I think. This, Antichrist, and Under the Sign of Hell. I like their first singer, Hat. I had a very amazing, unique black metal voice. Early Gorgoroth, Pentagram. Oh, good old G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies. Retaliation, Bloodshed for All. Ain't for everybody, but man, I love his music. Love his total fuck you approach with punk rock. Very influential. Definitely a figure in today's PC pussy society we live in. Could never, you have a field day with him today, But yes, good old Gigi. Rest in piss. We have Gorelord. Force-fed on human flesh. One of the heaviest fucking bands you'll ever hear. Fred Diablo's riffage are just so crunchingly heavy. Horrific atmosphere. Maggots Impaled, sound bites from horror movies, just a Fulci film come to death metal life, basically, is what this album is. Gore Lord, hell yeah. Hail Fred Diablo. I double Fred Diablo too. He sang in this band called Grimfist. This is Ghouls of Grandeur. Fred Diablo is in this band as well. Badass fucking album. Cross between Carcass meets Darkthrone meets Pantera. So much in between. And we are going into the H's. Hell Witch. Some of the fastest riffs I've ever heard in my life. Death thrash at its best. I would say this is some of the fastest shit I've ever heard, riff-wise. I got into these guys a little late, but I'm glad I found out about them because they definitely are one of my favorites. Yeah, Fred Diablo again. With Hemnur, Satanic Hellride. This is a black metal band he did with his wife. Very Carpathian Force, Darkthrone influenced riffs. But yeah, man, Hemnur is awesome. I would check him out. Norwegian black metal for sure. Definitely horrific elements. And I heard about these guys through Philip H. Anselmo's Housecore Records. This is Harp with the Filth. Sadly, these guys are no more. But this album, God, man, so heavy. For a New Orleans band influenced by likes of Crowbar, I Hate God, you name it. They just do their own thing with it. Harp, amazing fucking band. You can totally see why Phil is behind these guys. Riffs definitely stick in your head. Go with some good black metal here. With Horna. Don't make me pronounce that. Because I don't know. Other albums are very hard to pronounce, but this is one of my favorites. Love Horna. I like black metal with a lot of groove in it, and Horna definitely personifies that. Let me go to Heresy. 1985 to 87. Got all their shit on here for sure. Influential to bands like Napalm Death. Many bands. Heresy. You got Hatebreed with Perseverance. This is my favorite Hatebreed album. I remember when this came out. I got it the day it came out, actually. I was really excited. I like Jamie Jasta. He's fucking awesome. He's responsible for bringing back the Milwaukee Metal Fest too, and he does a lot for metal. Badass. He's kind of responsible for bringing Crowbar to the audiences, to the public's attention too, because Crowbar is always like a underground type band, but I think Jasta really, his love for the band really brought them to the masses. I think. Got Halford. Live Insurrection. It's actually supposed to be Resurrection, his first album, but I could only find a live album at the time. But Resurrection is my favorite for sure. But yeah, this is a great live album as well. Halford doing his thing, man. He's definitely one of the best. I can't think of anyone pretty much better than Halford, really. And I think this is the last of the H's. And this is Hexon, Loch Ness Rising. This is the late great Killjoy last band he did. Last black metal band. Based on the life of Aleister Crowley. It's a fucking badass album. So many great riffs. Killjoy went out with a bang for sure with that band. And we have, let's see, we're on the Eyes now. We would do it Kickstarter. Iron Maiden Killers. I do love Bruce Dickinson, but I'm more of a Paul Diano guy, and Killers is my favorite. Oh shit. Murders in the Rue Morgue, yep. It's my favorite. This is actually the original record, too. It was cool to find this. But that is Iron Maiden Killers. Right behind Judas Priest, as far as I'm concerned, for the Masters of Metal, for sure. Yeah, we have Inquisition. This is their first album. I like Inquisition. I saw them live. They fucking ripped, man. They're scary fucking good. Very tight musicians. Very, very satanic band. They practice what they preach. Some people give vocals shit for sounding like Popeye, kind of like a possessed Popeye Abbott, I guess, but he's got his own thing, man, and I think it's fucking cool. He's his own thing. Hail Inquisition. There I have Iron Monkey, one of the heaviest bands I've ever heard. God, these guys are fucking badass, man. Talk about riffs that will stick in your head long after you're done listening. You'll just be humming them, man. This also came with a cool set, too, I remember. Comes with Our Problem as well. If you could still get this set, I'd highly recommend it, but really fucking badass. Love Iron Monkey. Iron Monkey is heavy shit, for sure. And we're going into Impaled. With the Dead Shall Dead Remain, with that disgusting fucking exploded toilet cover. These guys are kind of like the modern day Carcass as far as I'm concerned. They just really a great band. They're still going strong as well. It's hard to pick an Immortal because I love all Immortal, but I guess I'm going to go with Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism. I just love the riffs, the atmosphere in this album. Pure Holocaust almost made it. I love all their albums. I even like their albums without Abbott, but Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism, one of my absolute favorites. Norwegian black metal albums for sure. Hail, for sure. And we were going to Incantation, Onward to Golgotha. I don't know if I said that right. Very, very heavy shit. Heavy shit. You want to hear some heavy-ass death metal riffage. Highly recommend Incantation. This is on a lot of people's lists for their favorite death metal albums of all time, and rightfully so. These guys... these guys are the sound of hell, man. Awesome. Impetigo. I more or less like Horror of the Zombies, but Ultimo Cannibal. Wait, what the fuck is Ultimo Cannibal? Whatever the fuck. I can't read that. I like Horror of the Zombies more, but this one was great. Very influential band. Definitely way ahead of their time. Along with Necrophagia. For gore metal. Definitely had a lot of horror movie references in their shit, which is great. And I think this is the last of the eyes. No, wait. I don't just... Oh, here's an E. Electric Wizard. Burn. Sorry. I definitely want to upgrade and get the real album, or the record would be badass. But I do like Electric Wizard. And I don't know where the cover for this is. But that is Incubus. The death metal Incubus. With Serpent Temptation. Badass fucking album. And the last of the eyes before my phone dies. The Mighty Immolation. With Here and After. I saw Immolation recently, and they are just insane live. Absolutely fucking insane musicians. I love Immolation. Badass death metal. I think that's it for the eyes, so yes, I'm gonna cut it here and I will see you again. Thank y'all for watching and subscribing. Appreciate it. Stay metal.